Good morning everyone. This is Abhijit Kumar Singh, and in this video I'll be explaining about the different parts of our app that we have made for our UG project. So initially our idea was to make a trip planner application, but as currently in the market there are lots of applications which can do this, so we decided to do something more useful, that is to include emergency services to our app. So essentially our app is an attempt to help the tourists and the residents of a particular location in their visit by providing a single application which has all the necessary information needed for the tourist to enjoy his visit of any location, along with providing emergency services in case the need arises. So emergency services can be hospital, police station, pharmacy, etc. So these were the basic steps that we followed while making the app. The first step was to learn Flutter to make the basic framework of app. We started learning Flutter from YouTube tutorials along with the official documentation of Flutter by Google. The next step was designing the user interface of the app. So we have tried to keep the interface simple so that no difficulty arises while using the application features. The next step was to integrate Google Map into the app using the API key along with enabling GPS locationing. After this, we have created a system of registration for the first time users. We have also created a database for the users. Now the advantage of doing this is that now we can apply various machine learning algorithms on the data collected, which in turn can be used for research purposes, such as now we can know which tourist spot is most visited in a city. So while making our app, we have used Flutter, and there are a lot of advantages of Flutter. I'll mention a few. So first of all, what is Flutter? Flutter is free and open source, a mobile UI framework that provides a fast and expressive way for developers to build native apps. Its most important feature is that it allows cross-platform development with single code base. That is, using the same code, we can make the app for both Android and iOS. It can also be used to develop applications for Linux, Mac, Windows from a single code base. Another good feature that it has is of hot reloading. So when hot reload is invoked, the host machine checks the edited code since last compilation and recompiles the libraries. That is, any library with changed code, the application's main library, the libraries from the main library leading to the affected libraries. So in short, we don't have to compile again and again, thus saving us time. It can also fit the screen of any kind of device without changes in code. And Flutter uses Dart programming languages. So the language, so we have used Firebase to store the data of the users. So these are some of the advantages of using Firebase. So it has a real-time database, helps to store and synchronize data and allows the content storage with ease. It also has multi-platform authentication. From this, we can also send notifications and messages to targeted audiences. We can easily track down user journey on a number of devices. So while developing, we have used Android Studio. So it is the official IDE for Google's Android app development. It also has a unified environment where we can develop for all Android devices. We can apply changes to push code and resource changes to our running app. So now I'll explain about the features that this app has, that is about login and registration facility of the app. So this is how the login screen looks like. Login to the app requires login credentials which are set to be email address and password. So it is the first screen visible to the user after installing the app. So let me explain about it in detail. So what have we used in this app? So while making this, we have used scaffold class. It is used to create this page as it covers the whole visible screen and provides a placeholder to important widgets such as text box, text field, image, push action buttons, etc. This screen has following elements: image, the image of Varanasi Ghat. It's basically used to make the login screen look attractive. it is put in center alignment. Then there are various text boxes as shown in the main screen. We have used single child scroll view. This contains the following items: email text field. This is where the user fills his email address for login. And then there is password text field. This is where the user fills his password for login. Then we also have login button. This is different from other text field. It is basically an elevated button that is used to check the text field entries on a database and perform the login. Some preliminary checks were performed. For example, email check, password check, etc. So it also have an option that if we already have registered, so we just have to log in, or if we don't have an account, then we can also register. So I'll explain about it. So this is how the registration screen looks like. So registration also requires some basic information about the user, such as name, phone number, email address, and some password. Now, the conditions that were put on registration data to check its authenticity is name length should be greater than 2 letters, phone number should have at least 10 digits. Failing any of these checks shows appropriate error message in the form of toast message. So finally, on clicking the register button, the details input by the user are stored in our real-time database, and a message of successful registration is displayed to the user. The user is now directed to the main app screen of the app.